The United Nations Security Council on Tuesday called on all parties in eastern Ukraine to implement a European-brokered peace deal as an almost 3-day-old ceasefire rapidly begins to unravel. Russia drafted the resolution calling on concerned parties in eastern Ukraine to cease fighting, adopted unanimously by the 15-member council, in a move that U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Samantha Power described as ironic, given the rebels fighting in eastern Ukraine are backed by Moscow.
It champions the sovereignty of nations and then acts as if a neighbor's borders do not exist. Yet even for those of us growing accustomed to living in an upside-down world, the idea that Russia, which manufactured and continues to escalate the violence in Ukraine, has tabled a resolution today calling for the conflict's peaceful solution is ironic, to say the least. Bitterly ironic, given that this council has dedicated some 30 meetings to calling on Russia to stop escalating the very same conflict, and given the human consequences that are growing daily.
Russian President Vladimir Putin agreed that pro-Moscow rebels should allow Ukrainian government forces safe passage out of the encircled eastern town of Debaltseve, a strategic rail hub, but Kiev should not prevent its troops from laying down their weapons.
I accept that officials in charge of the Ukraine leadership will not prevent the Ukraine troops and servicemen to lay down arms if those leaders cannot make such orders by themselves. Second, I hope that the militia fighters and the leadership of Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics will not detain and hold these people and let those troops freely leave their settlements and go back to their families.
A peace deal reached at all-night talks in the Belarusian capital Minsk last week is in serious jeopardy, with both sides failing to begin pulling back heavy guns as required after the rebels refused to halt their advance. Increased tensions between world powers add little hope of a decrease in the latest round of violence.